Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for November. Hope everyone's October went as well as can be expected given what's going on. Hope you had a good Halloween if you celebrated it, and if you are hating Daylight Savings Time, or the change from Daylight Savings Time as much as I am, welcome to the club. Anyway, let's talk about what we've got going on the channel. First thing you'll notice, besides the fact that YouTube has decided to update this layout and I cannot do the way that I was doing it before. Go figure. There's now a new join option. This will show up on the channel page as well as, I believe, all of the video pages. This is just another way to support the channel. If this way works best for you, you can go ahead and do so. It's similar to Patreon, similar to subscriptions on Twitch, in that it's just, you know, a monthly fee and you get some minor perks, really. It's kind of like the tote bags of supporting NPR PBS at $100, you know. So it's a little thing to say thanks. But those things are a little loyalty badge next to your name when you comment, a Lego dragon, and access to some custom emoji, a ham, the kobold from Pool of Radiance, a waving Boko from Final Fantasy V, and these two are animated, and the kitty from Chrono Trigger. So you can feel free to use those. I believe that I will get access to more as I get more members, if I read the details correctly. So hopefully that will come with time for people who are interested in that. And of course, if you don't want to use these, there's no need to. There may be a way to turn this off if you don't want to see that. But ultimately, it's just another way to support the channel. It's, you know, if that works better for you than Patreon or Twitch subscriptions or just donating on Ko-fi or something like that, it's just a way to help out, you know, just another way to help out if that's how you want to do it. Already had a couple people support the channel that way, and I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. One of the things on here is shoutouts and videos, and that's basically just in this, you know, thank you guys for doing so. It really does mean a lot, all the support that you guys give me in all the various ways. I could not keep this channel going as it's going without you guys doing what you're doing. So it really does mean a lot. There will also be access to members-only posts, which I probably won't use that often because I'm not posting a whole lot here. The way that I watch YouTube, I rarely see these things from people, so it's very much out of sight, out of mind for me for the way that I use YouTube, and thus I'm not using it in that way. I also don't have a whole lot to say that doesn't get said in like the monthly updates or over on Discord or something like that. So, you know, there's other venues for that sort of interaction, I have found. Anyway, we've got Baldur's Gate 2 ongoing. I just want to say, for those who've been watching, I am enjoying playing the game. I have a lot of complaints about it, but I'm also a complainer, so keep that in mind. One of the things that I find fun about it is complaining, so don't look at that and the frustration that I have with some of the mechanics and events as me not enjoying it. If I didn't enjoy it, I would stop and I would say, sorry everyone, I'm not continuing. But I am continuing. Generally, most of the time when I play, I end up getting more recorded than needed, so that's kind of a good sign. If I'm only getting, like, enough to get me to the next recording day, it's not so much that I'm not enjoying it as, you know, I mean, sometimes it's just playing certain games can be tiring. You enjoy it, but it's like mentally exhausting to play it. Crusader Kings 3 tends to be mentally exhausting to play, so I don't oftentimes get more. Yeah, and Crusader Kings 2 and Stellaris and games like that, I find them mentally exhausting to play for an extended period of time and comment. So I oftentimes am at just how many episodes I need. Whereas of the current things that I've got going on, Baldur's Gate 2 and Breath of Fire 3, God, I am ahead. And I keep getting ahead to the point where I've taken, I think, multiple weeks off recording Baldur's Gate 2 because I just get ahead and I'm like, oh, a free day here. So I am enjoying it, but I like complaining. I like, and I know, and I believe that there are some people who watch for these things. Like I'm paying attention to Baldur's Gate 2 and how it's doing things and pointing out the things that it's doing that either I think are not best practices, so to speak, or things that don't match the rules, things that I would rather have seen. I mean, as much as I do enjoy playing through them, I do not think that they are the end-all be-all of D&D gaming. I still go back to the gold box games for that, despite all of their problems. So, it's just kind of a... That's how I play it. That's how I look at it. It's the things that stick out as, for all of it being a good game, there's so much left on the table that could have made it better. Is kind of how I'm seeing it. So that's just what's going on. I am not enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I am having fun playing it. I just get frustrated at some of the things that it does. So there's been, and this was the case with Baldur's Gate 1 as well. I have some commenters who take serious issue with my complaints. I come to Baldur's Gate from the D&D perspective, not the video game perspective. D&D, or AD&D specifically, I should say, because the later editions moved away from this a little bit, depending on the edition. It's simulationist in that the rules are intended to reflect the reality of the game world, whereas a Final Fantasy game does not. It's like the whole... You can bring people back all the time. You've got 90 Phoenix Downs in your bag, but in this story event, the big bad kills so-and-so, and they're permanently dead. There's that gameplay story separation thing there. Whereas in Baldur's Gate 2, you have quote-unquote apprentices casting 4th level magic, which, within the context of Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, AD&D 2nd Edition, is not apprentice level magic. That is, you are solidly an established wizard if you can use that powerful magic. So, that's some of the stuff that I complain about. The people who designed it were coming from a story gameplay separation perspective of other games, and I find that wrong. Especially when there's so much baggage, Like, it's one thing if you're playing a Final Fantasy game and you encounter a Medusa and it does these things. You don't have any prior information about Medusas within the Final Fantasy game world to indicate that this is a creature that has, a society and stuff like that. You have all that information in Dungeons and Dragons, so when I see them ignoring all of that in Baldur's Gate 2, it annoys me. One of the commenters pointed out that if I'd come to an area later, the mummies or greater mummies or whatever it was that I was facing would have been replaced by liches. Well, why are the liches there? Why are they working together? These are solitary creatures that don't like working together with other things, that don't like being servitors, certainly. So you need to have an explanation. You can't just say, they're just there. They're attracted to the powerful magics in their... that kind of thing doesn't work. You have to have a good explanation for it, in my opinion. So that's my complaints with it. But again, I am still having fun playing it. I will be finishing the game unless something big changes in the game that just makes me rage quit, which is not something that I do very often. I very, very rarely rage quit games. Certainly not ones that I am Let's Playing, so I don't anticipate not completing that. by any stretch at all. So I just wanted to kind of get that out there because there's definitely been some people who have gotten the wrong impression that I'm not enjoying the game, that I'm not having fun playing it, and have apologized to me for like voting on it. There's no need for that. There really isn't. Don't feel bad about it. I had always planned to play it at some point. I just knew that I would have this reaction. So it was like, are people going to like that? And, but you guys voted on it, and I'm playing it now, and I am enjoying it. And I certainly do plan to see it to completion. So there's no need to worry about that. No need to feel bad or anything like that. Breath of Fire 3 started, I think, right after the channel update last month. That's been going strong. Such a fun game, and the early portions of the game are very adorable, and I love it. It's a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are enjoying the Let's Play as well. I've got fishing bonus episodes up, and the general reaction seems to be that those are enjoyable, so I will continue to do bonus episodes of fishing. And that's one reason why there's so many videos there, because I've just kind of like turned into, get to a new fishing spot and make a video about that fishing spot. So, anyway, that's that. We've got the XCOM Files videos still ongoing. I feel we're pretty close to the end of the stream for that, but it still could be many weeks, considering how long I started in February. It's a long mod. It's a long, long mod, and there's way more that hasn't gone up yet. I will probably be slowly transitioning into longer episodes for that, until I get to a point where my Wednesday and Friday videos, stream videos, are just full things, and I may be splitting up the Monday ones into like 2. Just because it's falling further and further behind where I am on the stream, so I'd like to get that caught up. I'd also not like that to be running for like years on the channel. So it'll probably start getting to the longer episodes. And at this point, people who are watching 120 episodes in are not quite that many. That's not what's gone up. 108 looks like is what's gone up most recently. They're, probably not the people who are gonna mind that. It's not the new viewers and stuff like that. That's if you're sticking in with a series 108 episodes in, you're the dedicated people who have not fallen off the off the train by that point. So that'll just start getting sped up a little bit. And Crusader Kings 3, that is ongoing. I'm not doing an Iron Man run for this, so I'm not getting any achievements. I think I'll probably stop when I form. There's a decision in the game to, like basically reclaim the British Isles as a Celtic culture. And I think that's where we will have, like, the stop be. Since I can't get any achievements, I don't really want to continue too much and do stuff that I will have to do later. And I've, shown a lot of the stuff off already. I've had some people commenting on, like, my obsession with the stewardship side of things, which they feel isn't as big as it was in Crusader Kings 2. Personally, I'm finding it's still the best. Looking over most of the other things, and they're just not drawing me anywhere near as much as getting more money. Because more money, if you have a lot of money, you can hire a lot of mercenaries and win your wars, so you don't need better military. You can build up all of your domain holdings almost immediately when you get new tech that unlocks things. So, having more money is great for that, and that'll help all kinds of things like your tech growth and stuff like that. So, I mean, about the only thing that doesn't really get you is good opinion, but there's plenty of things in the stewardship tree for opinion and stuff like that. So, in general, I'm just not finding like I wouldn't mind dipping into some of the other lifestyle decisions, but the fact that you can only you have to do that for 5 years, I don't think there's enough in there in most of them for me to want to do that for 5 years for a character. So I don't know. I just find that the stewardship side is so much better. I don't know if I will start up a new game right away when that one finishes, or the equivalent of right away. I'd probably give it if I did decide to do a new campaign, it would probably be a couple weeks off. I kind of want to wait for them to add more stuff, because I'm looking at Crusader Kings 2, and you have so many things. You got all the, the books and the artifacts and the societies and great works. I mean, there's some great works like stuff in Crusader Kings 3, but in general, it's just like there was so much more stuff in Crusader Kings 2 that I miss in Crusader Kings 3. I mean, there aren't even the nomads, the nomad government type. They're all tribals, which is what Crusader Kings 2 was before they added the nomads. And the nomads are pretty fun. It's a very, very different style of gameplay, and I kind of regret never getting any of those achievements in Crusader Kings 2. I'd only played in the multiplayer as that, and it was pretty fun. But it's the kind of thing that I'm missing. And I feel like they looked at all the things that people who were really good at Crusader Kings 2 did to expand early in Crusader Kings 2, and they said, nope, not going to allow you to do that. But if you're not that good at the game, good enough to not like immediately die, but not good enough to snowball within the first 150 years, you're not going to miss those things in Crusader Kings 3. But if you're good enough at Crusader Kings 2 to snowball that quickly, and that's how you like to play, you're going to feel pretty constrained in Crusader Kings 3. I feel pretty constrained in Crusader Kings 3. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that they change some of those things. I'm not digging the stress mechanics that much, in that some of it feels arbitrary. It's like, I don't know. There's the forced role playing aspects of the game. I'm not digging. I think that some of them could be toned down a bit. I'm really, really, really not digging the fact that there are education events for your kids where it's literally, which bad trait do you want to give your kid between this one, and this one? And oh, by the way, these other two, they're all bad, but two of them will give your character stress that can kill you. Make the stressful ones at least give them good traits. I don't have a problem giving myself stress if my kids are getting good traits out of that. But it's especially crappy if you're taking stress to give them a bad trait, but it's just a bad trait that you're more comfortable with than the other bad traits. So, and the bad trait, like the fact that you can't just start going on feasts to swap out your arbitrary for just. I don't like that. Once you get those three main traits, you're basically tied into those for the rest of your character's life, and I don't like that. I mean, I've had people tell me that there are ways to change that, but they're extremely rare. I don't like that. I really, really don't like that. I mean, it's awful to just, I don't feel just anymore. That's awful, and I'll grant you, but there should be a way to change your traits. And by the same token, if you like playing an arbitrary character and you're playing a just character and you feel that you're constrained by that, there should be a way to change you to arbitrary. And again, I don't mind if that mechanic is there for the stress of trying to change yourself, trying to better yourself, but given that there's a couple traits that are good that reduce stress, but most of them are bad, it's just in so many ways it feels like the game is out to set your characters up to be bad and then kill you anytime you try to not be bad. And I don't like that. It feels wrong. So, I mean, I enjoy quite a bit about the game, and some of the things that I didn't like at the beginning I have warmed up to, but the stress thing and how it's handled, I don't like. It feels way, 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 way too unfun. Intentionally unfun. So that's what's going on with the Let's Plays. As a side note, for those watching along with the Spelljammer adventures and the live streams, that one, the Adventure 15 Quest for Adamant, that one will probably be wrapping up real soon. We'll be moving on to a new adventure with the party in just a matter of weeks. It's literally at its last legs, winding down, wrapping up, and something new will be coming. So if you're relatively new to the channel and you've seen 94 2-hour videos, and you're like, that's a lot, I'm not sure about diving in there. Wait a little while, or just start hopping into the streams, and we'll be moving on to some more interesting things soon, I think. That's basically it with the channel stuff. I do have a new collaborative project that is in the wings that will be coming up soon. I don't have exactly a date for when that is going to be showing up, but I will get an active series playlist in here when that goes live. So do stay tuned for that. I will, of course, announce that on Discord when that's live, maybe Twitter and some other places and stuff like that. But, keep that in mind as well, that will be coming. If you want to join the live streams, there's a link up here for Twitch. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now are the XCOM files. Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And Wednesdays and Fridays are around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Oftentimes a few minutes later than that. And then Saturday at noon is the Spelljammer live stream. So do check those out. Join us over there. And if you want to support the channel with subscriptions there, I appreciate that. We have gotten, I think, all of the emote slots unlocked that I can so far for being an affiliate. I need to get up to partner to get more. So the way that I get to partner is by getting consistent views on the streams. So the more of you can come out and watch, the sooner I will get to partner. I would greatly appreciate more people coming out and watching the streams and helping me get to that achievement. I'm halfway-ish there, depending on the day and measure and stuff like that. So please do come out for the streams and join us. They're a lot of fun, and help me get to partner on Twitch. I think that's basically it for the channel information. The only other thing to mention is that following up Baldur's Gate 2 when that wraps up, which will probably be a little while, I do have 2 Patreon rewards that will be following, so you can expect those series to come after that. But I'm not going to mention what those are. Obviously, the people who've requested those know what they are, but those will be coming in the future. So if you want to support the channel, you can, of course, go to Patreon. We've got a link here. Join at one of the levels. If you want to do one-time donations, you can support me over on Ko-fi. Either of those are good. Of course, as I mentioned, Twitch subscriptions and the new channel memberships, the join option here. All of those will go to supporting the channel, helping me ensure that I can continue to produce the content that you're enjoying on the regular basis that I am doing so, and the amount that I'm doing so. There's quite a few, like, if the support dried up, I would have to reduce the amount of videos going up to make time for other things to supplement that income. So the more that you support the channel, the longer you will ensure that everything continues as is here on the channel, and you're getting the same content that you're always getting. So if that's enjoyable to you, please do consider supporting the channel. It means a lot to me seeing people, subscribing on Twitch, joining the Patreon, joining this new channel membership, supporting me on Ko-fi. All of those really does mean a lot to me. The names of the people on Patreon are scrolling by on the bottom. You guys are fabulous. It really means so much to me that you're willing to, throw money my way because you're enjoying the content. I can't express how, the warmth inside that I feel, when I think about you guys. It really does mean a lot. You'll, of course, get a golden title on Discord. You can get to the Discord through the link here. All the links are of course, in the video descriptions, so you can check those out to see, to get those links to Discord, to Twitch, all that sort of thing. All those ways to support me. And the only other thing to mention is that, as it is a new month, I have a new Dungeons & Dragons deity up on my blog. This was one of the Neogi deities. It was in a Dragon Magazine 214, in the Ecology of the Neogi. This deity is Kr'tx the Flaming Master. He is a Neogi god of war and brutality. He's favored by the Umberhulk slaves of the Neogi. But this was an interesting one to write up because there was basically like a paragraph for this deity in that article. And a couple other details like the some stuff that I had to expand to. There was just a plain. I think it said that he lived on the Grey Waste, and it had I think it had Jiku as its domain, and I extrapolated all the other stuff from that, or fabricated, maybe a better term, all the other information from that. But if you're playing Spelljammer, or you just want to include Neogi in your Groundling campaign, this is a good place to start to get some more information, to get some more details to expand out, their culture. So please do check that out. Of course, you can go to the Monster Mythology update to get the full list of all the deities that I have completed up till now. Anyway, thank you guys for all the support, and I want to wrap up by saying that here in the United States, voting, Election Day, voting has obviously started most places already with early voting and mail ballots, but Election Day is in just a couple days. If you have not voted yet, and you can still register to vote, please do so. Please go out on Election Day and vote. It is crucial that everyone vote. I'm a big proponent of every single person who can legally vote do so. I think as a matter of democracy, the only way that you can have a legitimate democratic government is if everyone votes. So please do vote. Especially if you have not voted before, this is a perfect time to get into the habit of doing so and make it an actual habit and vote every time that there is an election. If you live outside of the United States, I assume that you probably do not have an election immediately coming up, but many of you may within the next few months or year. Make sure that you're registered to vote. Vote in your nation's local and national elections as well. Make your voice heard. Some people see it as a privilege. I do not. I see it as a civic duty. Like paying taxes. This is something that everyone should be doing. So please do register and vote if you have not done so. And if you do that, I thank you. Regardless of what nation you're in and who you're voting for, I thank you for doing your duty and voting. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for all the support that you've been giving me. Those who have been supporting me on Patreon, on Ko-fi, on Twitch. Patreon names, of course, are scrolling by. Those on Twitch get access to emotes and other fun stuff like that. I really do thank you for all the support that you're showing me. It means so much, and I look forward to another month of content. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll talk to you next time.